Here's how you can have a smarter, safer home with a little help from Aqara and Apple HomeKit. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Apple Insider, or for the podcast followers, HomeKit Insider. But here we're going to be talking about a few products from Aqara and how you can outfit your home to help make it smarter, more secure, just in time for the holidays. So I'm going to introduce you to 3 products that I use in my home and why I really like them. So I'll give you the overview of the products themselves and then show you how you can use them in your home. By the way, before we get into it, I do have to thank Aqara for sponsoring this video. Without sponsors like Aqara, this channel wouldn't be possible. So let's go ahead and get into some smart home tech. I want to start with the Aqara G4 Smart Video Doorbell. With a smart video doorbell on your front door, you can see everyone approach your home. You can protect packages, which I'm sure you're probably ordering a bunch of right now as we're getting into the holidays. So yeah, this will cover your bases. It's going to help prevent package theft. It's going to help deter people from trying to break in when they know they're on camera as soon as they walk up to your porch. And it just can give you a bunch of fun automations because you can know who's at your door before they even ring the doorbell. So what makes the Aqara G4 a great smart video doorbell? Well, it records video at full 1080p and has a glorious 162-degree field of view, so you can get your entire porch from left and right. I actually use mine on my rear deck, which is fantastic because there's multiple ways to get over there, and I really need that wide field of view to cover my entire deck. One of the widest field of views that I have tested, and it's perfect for this scenario. Plus, it can work both wireless, just using 6 AA batteries, or you can hardwire it to an existing doorbell. But what about all of the footage? Where is it stored? Aqara has so many options here, and I love it. So for us HomeKit users, they've got us covered. It supports full HomeKit Secure video, which means everything is stored inside of iCloud. They have a bunch of automations that you can create based on seeing people or packages or animals or cars. All of this stuff is great within HomeKit. Otherwise, if you want to go through Aqara services, Aqara gives you free 7 days of cloud storage that you can just back up to with no subscription cost, or there's an actual micro SD card slot on the included Chime repeater where you can record everything locally, and it's inside. So if someone stole your doorbell, you still have access to the footage inside connected to the Chime. Or worst case scenario, you can even set up your own local network attack storage and back it up to there. For me, I always look for HomeKit Secure Video. That's my #1 requirement, but the fact there's all these other backup options is just unheard of. Another thing I love about the Aqara G4 as a HomeKit doorbell is that when someone presses that doorbell, it'll not only ring like your doorbell, it'll ring the included repeater that just powers up over USB-C, but it can also ring on all of your HomePod and HomePod minis. So if someone pressed the doorbell, I can have the one right here in my studio ring, so I know all the way upstairs that somebody's at the door if I don't happen to see it on all of my devices. It's just really cool how those things can all work together so seamlessly. Let's talk about the Aqara U100 door lock, which is another completely teched out piece of kit. There's just so many options here that I love it. So first off, it does work great with the G4 video doorbell because you can do things like have somebody press the button on your doorbell, you can see who's at the door, and then you can instantly unlock the door right there from the Aqara app or even from the Home app. Just really seamless user experience. I love how they work together like that. Additionally, this is a big HomeKit device. So you're not only going to have the ability to lock and unlock it from the Home app and through all of your other HomeKit devices, but you can also set it up for Apple HomeKey. Apple HomeKey allows you to easily unlock and lock your door just with NFC. Just walk up to your door and tap it with your Apple Watch or tap it with your iPhone and you can unlock or lock your door without having to do anything. If you don't want to use HomeKey, that's cool. There's a keypad on the front so you can have a passcode to get in. You can enroll fingerprints so you can use biometrics to get into your door. And there's even 2 little NFC tags that you could pass out. And I know what you're worrying about. With a smart lock, do you have to worry about something happening? Like what happens if it goes offline or runs out of batteries? You're fine. First, there's actually a USB port on the outside of the door. So you can just charge it up if you happen to have a battery pack handy. Or you can still use physical keys. Keep a key handy just like you would with any regular lock, and you can still get in with a physical key. So you have physical keys, NFC keys, Apple HomeKey, passcodes, fingerprints, and of course the Aqara or the Home app. The thing with a lot of Aqara smart home tech is they're doing things that I don't see very often. And that's the case with the FP2 Presence sensor, because it's a presence sensor, not a motion sensor. There's a ton of motion sensors for HomeKit. You can find them, just type them into Amazon. But motion sensors frankly suck. And they've been kind of the bane of my existence for a long time. And you have to get really creative with your automations to make them work well. And the biggest problem with a motion sensor is if you're sitting still, it's no longer detecting motion, and it could just revert whatever scene you just had. So for example, if you wanted to have a motion sensor in your living room, you walk into the room, the lights turn on. But say you're sitting down to watch TV and you're not moving a whole lot, all of a sudden it didn't detect motion anymore and it just turns those lights back off. Kind of annoying. That's not the case with a presence sensor like the FP2. So basically, instead of using infrared waves to detect motion, it's actually using millimeter wave instead, and it's far more accurate, and Aqara, of course, packed it with a bunch of extra features. So millimeter wave is much more accurate, and it actually detects presence versus just motion. So it knows if you're in the room, even if you're not moving. So if you're in your bedroom, you can still be detected as in the room. And if you're just sitting there watching a movie on the couch, you're still in the room, and it's not going to revert the scene. But then you can have a different scene run whenever you leave the room. So when you enter the room, lights can come on, and when you leave the room, the lights can turn off. It's that simple. Plus, the FP2 can detect up to 5 different people at the same time. And probably the coolest feature is you can actually split the room into zones. So in the Aqara app, you can actually split it into these individual zones. So one could be the couch, one could be where the back sliding door is, one could be the front door, one could be like an animal cage or something. Like whatever it is that you have in your room, these can all be individual distinct zones. And these different zones will show up as different sensors inside of the Home app. So you can create different automations for each zone. For example, when you go into your living room, maybe sitting down on the couch could turn on the TV. Or walking near the sliding door will turn on your deck lights, so that way you can see outside, but maybe only if it's after sundown. It also can withstand humidity, so you could put this in your bathroom and just only trigger on the bathroom lights when you walk into it, turn them off when you leave, and you could even turn them on to different brightnesses based on the time of day. So maybe at night you just want to turn on like a lower light strip, but in the middle of the day you want to turn all the ceiling lights on as well. There's just so many different options here. Here's how you can see it set up for the living room. We've got a couch zone here, the sliding door off to the edge, and even the front door zone, and each can have their own different automations. Inside of the Home app, we now have 4 virtual zones: the main zone, the sliding door, the front door, and the couch zone. And if we go into any of these, they can have their own automation. So we can create new automations that trigger each of these zones, but in the same room individually. And if you would happen to mount the FP2 on the ceiling, it can detect falls. So you can use this to monitor and actually get an alert if someone would fall. I know Aqara sponsored this video, so you can take everything that I'm telling you with a grain of salt. But I can honestly tell you that I actually use these products in my home, and I very much enjoy using them. I think they have a lot more options than your run-of-the-mill smart home accessories. I think they've done a great job of adopting new features like HomeKit Secure Video, Apple HomeKit, and presence sensors, all things that are still fairly rare in the market. There's just not a lot of other products that support these features. I think Aqara gives you a ton of options because not only do they support Apple HomeKit, but they support things like Matter, Google Home, Amazon Assistant, and all these other options as well, if those ecosystems are more your style. It's a great time to stock up for smart home tech as we go into the holidays. Burglaries are on the rise, packages are getting delivered nonstop. It is a great time to gift yourself or someone else a smart home, and Aqara can help you out with that. There's links for all of this down below in the description, and if you have any questions about your smart home tech, let me know. I love talking smart home, so let me know in the comments on Twitter at Andrew_OSU or on Threads at AndrewO'Hara941. Otherwise, stay tuned. Got a lot more videos coming your way. Aqara, thank you again for sponsoring this video.